Well, welcome back to the Little French Homestead. My name is Sherry. Today we are going to just be doing a couple of simple recipes. I didn't have enough breadcrumbs, so I just had some oyster crackers. They make perfect breadcrumbs if you do need them. Now I have some chicken drumsticks here. They were on sale at a buy one get one free from Publix. I am going to add just a little bit of the Panko breadcrumbs. I do need to save that for a little later for a different recipe. I am making up my own spice here, so I'm just going to do like the good old shake and bake kind. I've got onion, garlic, some salt, pepper, a little bit of paprika, a little bit of oregano. These are seasoned Panko breadcrumbs, but I also wanted to add just a little bit more, like I said, of the oyster crackers to give it a little bit more of an oomph. Now, obviously, I'm not going to add too much salt because I'm doing another little trick here. I've got a little bit of chicken bouillon here, and this is a great addition to add even still some more chicken flavor, even though it is chicken. Believe it or not, just a little bit of that really goes a long way, and it is quite delectable. It actually enhances that quite a bit. And I'm just going to use a little bit of my smoked paprika, just a couple of shakes. Now we have some leftover rice from the other night and a leftover mashed potatoes, so we're just going to use that, but I wanted to give us a little bit something else, more of a kick. I just like thoroughly mixing this all up. And I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. I'm going to slide these back just a second. So I want to bring over my pan. I'm going to be cooking these at about 375 until done. So usually a good half hour. You really want to make sure. I'm going to set 3 in here. And I'm going to go ahead and just take my glove off. I'm going to keep reusing that. You want to make sure that you still have enough air in here because you want to give this a really, really nice coating. And I love doing this with either skin-on chicken thighs, chicken breasts. We have chicken drumsticks. And this is super, super delicious when you use them. When you get them in the oven, you can go ahead and bake them. And that skin gets extremely crispy. And that is like the best part of the whole shake and bake style. I can tell that these are still just a tad frozen. I had them sitting out in my refrigerator for a day and a half, so it may need it a little bit longer, but that's okay because they're, like I said, they're going straight in the oven. And I'm going to take a temp anyway. You want to make sure that all chicken temp is at least 165 for safety reasons. You never want your chicken temp to be any lower than that. This looks super good coming all out. Nope, that one needs a little bit more. And it's always good when you're working with chicken to make sure that you have one hand that doesn't have any chicken residue on it and the other hand that does. I am doing, like I said, this with the glove, just like when you do you know, mixing up ingredients, you want to make sure that you want to have a wet bowl and a dry bowl, then mix everything. Or when you're making like battered, you always want to have that dry hand and a wet hand. Good little pro tip that I learned a long time ago. Because I tell you what, if you don't do that, you're going to be in the sink scrubbing quite a bit. And let me tell you, that's not fun. All right, one more down. And then sometimes what I usually do is if I have any leftover breadcrumbs, I do just toss them all on here, because you can't reuse these breadcrumbs because of the chicken cross-contamination. And sometimes it is actually a great idea to have a little bit of extra chicken in here. Boy, I can smell these flavors and they are amazing. And I'm just gonna go like this, just do a little bit. You don't need to do the whole bag. There, that's it. I'm gonna do a little bit more on that one and that one. All right, I'm gonna take this glove off. And we're gonna go ahead and set this in the oven, and I'll bring you back. All right, so while we are waiting for the chicken to cook, I had another small request to do some egg, cheese, croissants. One of my daughters, she decided to grab like a handful of, what do you call it, fruit this morning. And she's like, Mom, that didn't really hold me over. And my first thought was, well, no, I know that. So she knew that I had some leftover croissants from a meal and asked if she could go ahead and get some made up. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and do that for them. Now you can certainly make your own croissants, but I can tell you honestly right now, I am still in the very early stages of making bread. I know that it is easy, but it is also very labor intensive to like watch, get it together. I'm just not quite there yet, which is okay. Now what I'm just doing here is doing a quick toast onto all this. We all like our croissants with a little bit of butter. Not a lot of toasting, but give it enough little bit of a crunch. These are super delicious, even if you just go ahead and put these, freeze them all up, especially if you wanted to do like a really nice, great meal prep. I'm trying to get it wiping my hands. I mean, if you want to do like a really great meal prep for breakfast, croissant sandwiches is really good. I've done videos, which I can point them out to you on the, what do you call it? Like burritos and French toast and stuff. I'm gonna do one soon. I got some brioche bread. I'm gonna do some French toast sticks. We usually try to do like a nice breakfast for dinner at least once a week. It's super delicious doing that. Very simple, very easy. I've done videos on the quick and easy way to do a wonderful Eggs Benedict. I'm trying to think of the name. I mean, there's so many different kinds of like even regular breakfast casseroles to do out there. I do have a good portion of eggs. I need to save 18 for my mom and dad. I try to give them 18 eggs a week. My chickens were at a little bit of a low not too long ago because it was down in Florida. We are super, super hot down here. So they were like, we're not laying, we don't want to lay. So we were getting 3, maybe 4 eggs a day. So they had to go buy some, but they're going to be very well surprised when I bring them 18 eggs. And we're going to keep that going, hopefully. Fresh eggs is always the best, but not every place you can go ahead and keep chickens. And that's perfectly fine. There is totally nothing wrong with having to do store-bought stuff. It obviously is healthier if you're able to go ahead and do homemade, obviously, of course, but sometimes convenience outweighs, that looks good enough. Sometimes convenience outweighs it, and you gotta stick to a budget or to whatever you'd like to do, whatever your family likes. You don't always necessarily have to have, you know, homemade chicken stock in the house. Again, fresh is always best, but sometimes it really is okay to go convenience. Alrighty, so these are coming out beautifully. Whoops, he fell down there. I gotta get that one. And now what we're gonna go ahead and do is crack the eggs. Now, like I said just a second ago, store-bought is just as good. These 6 down here, because we were having eggs and we weren't having any eggs, I ended up needing to go buy some, which again is totally fine. I just prefer my eggs from my chickens, because then I don't always have room in my refrigerator. And then we're just going to go ahead and give these a little poke. And my chickens will really enjoy these eggs, even though they're store-bought. This smells really good, by the way. Now my griddle is not quite level, and I don't remember what happened to the drip pan that I had under here, so I have a paper towel catching it, which is not a big deal. Trying to make sure I save it all. Just gonna give all that a quick little side, break them all up a little bit. You know, I give these a good little flip. And then after I flip them, that is when I'm gonna add some cheese. Now, I only got a couple of pieces of cheese. That's okay though. These are small little bites. I figured they're gonna take 2 anyway. So it's not a big deal if they don't have full on all this extra cheese. And then what I'm also going to do is add, trying to figure it out, is a couple of slices of ham on here just to give that little extra protein a kick there if they wanted it. Gonna have just a couple of them with the ham and a couple without. And you don't have to add ham if you don't want to. If you've got some leftover bacon or anything else, sausage patties, that is always a good thing to have as well. All right, now I'm gonna add these onto here. I'm gonna try to fit them there as best as I can. They look really, really yummy. All right. 4 more eggs. Might as well use that bowl for the chickens. Hate to dirty another one if I don't have to. Yep. Throw all that in there. Kids got chores, they'll take it out later. Go ahead and poke the little holes. I like doing these like this, even though I love my eggs nice and runny. But when you're doing them on for like breakfasts to put in the refrigerator or the freezer, it is a little bit easier to go ahead and just have them already broke, especially like if like driving to work. You really don't want to have a very nice, you know, outfit on and you get it all down the front of your shirt, that nice runny egg. Oh, come on. That one's not cooperating. That one I may have to nibble on. All right, got 2 more pieces of cheese. And I am gonna add just a little bit of salt and pepper once I put them on here. That way we have that little bit of a kick going on. Who doesn't like a little bit of salt and pepper on their eggs? I'm gonna bring this a little bit more closer to me. I am gonna also too let these cool down a bit. They're not gonna go in the freezer like I said, but you certainly do not wanna put these in the refrigerator while they're still very hot like this. Let me go ahead and just sprinkle on a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. It just brings out the flavor a little bit more. And easy as pie. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one. Let me turn my griddle off so it can cool down. Salt and pepper just give it a nice little kick. It's really ooey gooey, very cheesy, even with that half a piece of cheese on. All right, well, I'm gonna clean this all up. When the chicken's ready, I'll go ahead and pull it out and we'll go ahead and take a bite. All right, welcome back. Look at that beautiful chicken here. I took the temp a little bit ago and they had like a couple of more seconds, but now they are absolutely delicious. They are fully well cooked. I'm gonna go ahead and pick one up for you. Got a nice crisp on here. Looks super delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and get a little plate. Because I know that they are still really hot, I'm just gonna go ahead and just take one piece off. And I'm gonna give it a nice little, oh, you hear that crunch? That crunch is delicious. It's coming all apart. But I do want to taste this real quick. Wow. Adding that little bit of extra chicken bouillon, super delicious. Brings out wonderful flavors. Wow. That is really good. So, like I said earlier, we're gonna just plate this up. We have a little bit of mashed potatoes left over from the other night. And a little bit of, I know it's a little different, but a little bit of some rice also too. It's a taco flavored rice, but that's okay. I have a little bit of a salad with this, and this is a perfect healthy meal. We did have a little bit of ingredients that we used from our own closet. Well, not closet, but you know, storage. Spice cabinet, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for that word. So I'm gonna just say thank you so much for being here today while we filmed both little projects going on. And I just wanna make sure that you all like, share, but most importantly, go ahead and subscribe and keep on cooking. Bye.